Hi, Bill Henshaw here again, Constitutional Crisis Channel. This is an update on my South Carolina case, where, as you regular viewers know, I spent most of last year in jail for having done nothing at all wrong, and I was wrongfully arrested, extradited, and held in custody by custodial documents that were void for fraud and treason before the ink was dry on the charging documents. What I have done since, and I'm working on several different areas here, but my main thrust right now is trying to file a complaint against these bastards in our local court here, acting with the concurrent jurisdiction of a federal circuit court. Not a circuit court of appeals. Those are not in the ballgame at all. Those are legislative tribunals. Federal circuit court. A big case on this, if you want to know, and it'll be in the notes below, is called Claflin, C-L-A-F-L-I-N, versus Houseman, H-O-U-S-M-A-N, 93 U.S. 130. And it's talked about extensively in the Federalist Papers, number 82, by that magnificent liar-in-chief, Alexander Hamilton. But he got this one across pretty good. And it's quite clear that jurisdiction, not only does it exist, it exists what's called legally ex proprio vigere, by its own force. We don't need any enactments by Congress. We don't need any enactments by the state legislatures. The jurisdiction is there. All they have to do is recognize our state citizenship, our states, and our creator-endowed inalienable rights. And a federal circuit court is where those will be recognized. That's the only court we have, except for the Supreme Court of the United States. So I sent my summons and complaint there, along with the 17-page brief on concurrent jurisdiction. And I said to the clerk of court, file this. Yeah, it's not on any of your forms. That doesn't matter. There's no filing fee. There can't be, because if you can do that, and let's say if you had a filing fee of $5, why doesn't the legislature next year legislate it into $5,000 or $10,000 and keep all of us from Bill Gates from being able to file cases in the federal circuit court? Not only is that a conflict of interest, that would be wiped out by the supremacy clause. It would supersede any such state action. So I said to the clerk, there's no filing fees, number one. Number two, you can't define dollar anyway, so I wouldn't know how to pay you. Number three, if I use frauds or ferns, Federal Reserve notes, these are evidences of debt. I haven't paid a damn thing according to the Congress of the United States, number one. Number two, if I use these, this may give legitimacy, quote unquote, to the Federal Reserve System and the very people we're challenging, and cause the Supreme Court to throw us out of court under Ashwander yet again, where they said, I swear to God, and I quote here, the court will not address an issue of constitutional law, though properly presented by the record, if there is also present some other ground, parenthetically undefined, by which the case can be disposed of, parenthetically, along with the creator-endowed inalienable rights of the members of the sovereign body politic of the nation and republic. It's there. You can read it. 297 U.S. 288, page 341. Ashwander versus Tennessee Valley Authority. It'll be in the notes. This is the kind of stuff they can't have happen, and I've got great case law on this that says that the states cannot interfere with federal jurisdiction. And I don't care if they like it, I don't care if they want to do it, that's not the point. All of these bastards have taken an oath of office under Article 6, Section 2 to preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution. And this is the only way we can do it. Trust me, you're going to learn a lot more about this, and you'll agree with me before it's all over. I've done my work here. I know it. So right now the case is that I sent the documents in a month ago, longer than that now. Just sent a follow-up letter to all the responsible parties, since I'm not sure which one it is. And I said, in effect, this has been a month. I've been checking the website every couple of 3 days. Nothing has been filed. The papers haven't been returned. They haven't even been acknowledged. And you know that you have an obligation to do that, because if you're not going to file them, as I said in my earlier correspondence, you damn well need to give me a factual foundation and a legal basis for it, and you haven't done that. And here you have taken that oath of office, as I said, and it looks like to me that you're, at the very least, committed the crime of obstruction of justice, and if the Supreme Court of the United States can be trusted on this, you've committed treason. Because the court said in a very famous case, I'm going to do a separate video on this, Cohens against State of Virginia, Cohens, which is 6 Wheaton 264, 19 U.S. 264, at page 403, where Chief Justice John Marshall, that infallible icon of Cambridge and New Haven, who was never wrong, was he, said for the court, I say said that you can look it up, page 403, that the court must take jurisdiction where it is granted, and it can't usurp it where it isn't. The one or the other would be treason to the Constitution. And I will be filing a complaint along that line with the incoming Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, and we're going to find out in real short order whether Trump was telling the truth with his campaign rhetoric and the people he's put in office, or he isn't. And that's another very interesting subject matter for another day, because as you know, if you follow my videos, I do believe that the Vice President here, Mike Pence, is the power behind the throne. And we'll see how that develops. But if they follow through and do the job they've sworn an oath to do, and we get people here indicted for obstruction of justice, or better yet, treason, how many of them will it take going to jail before they finally get it through their thick skulls? This is the way the law is, and you damn well better do your job or stand aside and let someone in there who will do it. More news when I have it for you later. Thank you.